Students, please rise and face the aisle as the faculty and the President's Party process to the stage. Good morning. I am Dr. Diana Emanuel, Professor and Chair from the Department of Audiology, Speech-Language Pathology, and Deaf Studies. As Grand Marshal, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the Winter Commencement exercises for the College of Health Professions and the College of Business and Economics. I would like to introduce Dr. Timothy Chandler, the Acting President of Towson University. Mr. President, the university community is assembled for commencement.
Well, good morning, everyone. Let's try that again, shall we? Good morning, everyone. All right, we're off. I want to welcome you all most warmly to the Winter 2014 Commencement exercises for Towson University. Today, we pause to celebrate you, our newest graduates, on your significant academic achievements. And let me just say that it has been our great pleasure to guide and mentor you and watch your transformation during your time with us, and we appreciate that. To begin our ceremony, would you please stand for our national anthem? We'll be led in our singing by Mr. Nigel Austin, who received a Bachelor of Music degree yesterday afternoon. He'll be accompanied by Miss Corinne Bailey, who will be singing. Miss Bailey is receiving a Bachelor of Science degree in Deaf Studies this morning. Gentlemen, would you please remove your caps?
The dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Mr. Austin and Miss Bailey. At this time, I'd like to direct your attention to the names on the screen as we pause for a moment of silence in honor of the faculty, staff, and students who have passed away this year. Please join me in remembering them as part of the Towson family. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Won't you please be seated? The flags on display represent the 22 countries of the 76 international students graduating from Towson this winter. Also on stage are flags representing all 83 nations of our current international population of 598 students. International graduates, we're very pleased to have each of you as part of the Towson family. And as you can see, an education at Towson University not only serves our region and the state of Maryland, but also reaches across the nation and around the globe. In addition to the international flags displayed today, you'll notice a number of graduates, faculty, and staff wearing black and gold pins signifying their support of the Tiger Commencement Pledge. This pledge is a voluntary commitment to become more active in their communities and to work for positive social change and environmental change in those conditions that we suffer. As a community, we applaud these efforts by our graduates, faculty, and staff, and support them. I now call upon Ms. Becky Wycheck, Vice President of the Student Government Association, to introduce representatives from the university's various boards. Becky, please.
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, this morning we are pleased to have with us 5 members of the university's Board of Visitors: Mr. Joel Bowling, Mr. Jeff Rosen, Ms. Molly Schock, Mr. Ted Zaleski, and Ms. Myrna Carden, who will bring us congratulations and greetings on behalf of the board. The Board of Visitors is a group of professionals who advise and guide the President. Ms. Cardin is a 1965 elementary education graduate of Towson University who taught in Baltimore County, tutored students with dyslexia, and advocated for children with special needs. An active community leader and volunteer for most of her life, Ms. Cardin is a board member of Jewish Community Services. Ms. Cardin has served on the Towson University's Board of Visitors since 2008 and is presently the board chair. She will also co-chair Towson University's 150th anniversary to be celebrated in 2016. Please welcome Ms. Myrna Cardin.
Good morning, and congratulations to you, our graduates, your families, and the outstanding faculty that prepared you for this day. In this age of multitasking, we do so many things at one time and take on so many roles that we often refer to it as wearing different hats. First, I'm wearing the hat that represents the Board of Visitors, as I extend best wishes to you from all of them. We have followed your efforts in the classroom, on the athletic field, and in all of your special interests, and we take great pride. And I'm wearing a hat that identifies me as a Towson University alum who has seen tremendous changes in her university and proudly identifies with it. And finally, I'm wearing a hat as a resident of Maryland and another hat as a citizen of the United States who welcomes your skills and leadership to keep our state and country moving forward. I often see the list of Towson graduates who are leaders in the field of government, business, arts, education, research, community activism, and philanthropy. Towson has earned the reputation for producing leaders, and I look forward to seeing names of people from the class of 2014 included in that list for future years. And you too wear many hats. The most obvious today is the graduation cap. Along with your gown and diploma, it's a recognition of your academic achievement, hard work, commitment, and perseverance. And the hats that you wear that we don't see right now are those of son or daughter, perhaps mother or father, sibling and friend. They are the hats that hopefully kept you grounded during your years at Towson and will continue to be just as important in the years to come. While I'm sure you've gotten more advice in the last few months than you have ever wanted, I would like to bring you thoughts from a renowned literary figure who said it much more articulately than I ever could. This is what Maya Angelou, who unfortunately died last May, said in an interview with Oprah Winfrey on the occasion of her 70th birthday. When asked what she had learned, Miss Angelou said, "I've learned that no matter what happens now or how bad it seems today, life goes on and it will be better tomorrow. I've learned that you can tell a lot about people by the way he or she handles three things: a rainy day, lost luggage, and tangled Christmas lights. I've learned that making a living is not the same as making a life. I've learned that life sometimes gives you second chances. And I've learned that you shouldn't go through life with a catcher's mitt on both hands because you need to be able to throw things back. I've learned that whenever I decide something with an open heart, I usually make the right decision. And I've learned that even when I have pains, I don't have to be one. I've learned that every day you should reach out and touch someone. People love a warm hug or just a friendly pat on the back. I've learned that I still have a lot to learn. And I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Congratulations and best wishes for a fulfilling life.
Thank you, Ms. Cardin. We are also fortunate this morning to have Mr. Frank Mezzanotte, member of Towson University's Alumni Association, who will bring words of welcome and congratulations to our new graduates. Please welcome Mr. Mezzanotte.
Good morning. As a member of the Alumni Association and a proud graduate of the class of 1973, I am honored to be here today representing the more than 144,000 alumni who have graduated from this remarkable institution. Each of these alumni have his or her own story to tell about the success they have achieved as a result of their education at Towson. My own story would not have been possible without the educational experiences, connections that I made while attending Towson. Today, you join 2,413 fellow graduates who make up the class of 2014. 1,686 of you are receiving a bachelor's degree. 719 of you are receiving a master's degree or certificate, and 8 are receiving a doctoral degree from Towson University. Your class is 62% female, 38% male. The average age of the undergraduate students graduating today is 24, and of the graduate students, 32. The youngest graduate in the class of 2014 is Victoria Brohan, who is receiving a bachelor's degree in economics at the age of 19. Our most seasoned graduate is Leona Truelove, who at the age of 68 is receiving her master's degree in geography and environmental planning. Your class represents 14 of the 50 states, with New York and New Jersey having the largest number of graduates outside of the state of Maryland. And for the record, 53 of you come from New Jersey and 38 from New York. 14 of you are the sole representatives of your home state. For those of you receiving a master's degree today, your master's or doctoral today, we know that 28% of you have also received your bachelor's degree from Towson. So a second congratulations in order. We know this class was very engaged and active, as a majority of your seniors and graduate students participated in internships or experiential learning projects this past semester. At the same time, we have members that are graduating today who participated in intercollegiate athletics and a variety of co-curricular activities, all of which having an average class GPA of 3.291. Whatever path you decide to take, remember you will always be a part of the growing Towson alumni network, and we want you to stay connected to your alma mater. The Alumni Association will help you do this, and we look forward to hearing about your accomplishments and successes. As a welcoming gift to the Alumni Association, you will be presented with a seedling as a reminder of your Towson University roots. On behalf of the thousands who preceded you, it is my privilege to congratulate you on your outstanding achievements. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Mezzanotte. And continuing that focus just for a minute on alumni, may I now ask those parents and grandparents in the audience who are Towson alumni, would you please rise so that we can recognize you? And now, would all alumni please stand? All Towson alumni, please stand. Thank you all for your pride in your alma mater and for your continued loyalty and support. Please be seated if you haven't already done so. Once again, I call upon Miss Becky Wycheck to introduce our first student speaker.
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to introduce our undergraduate student speaker, Mr. Ryan Scarfili, who is graduating today from the College of Health Professions with a Bachelor of Science in Physical Education. Please welcome Mr. Ryan Scarfili.
Thank you, Becky Wycheck, Vice President of the SGA, for that introduction. Good morning, Acting President Chandler, Acting Provost Wrights, distinguished guests, honored faculty, family, and fellow graduates. I'm beyond humble to be speaking on behalf of all of the College of Health Professions graduates today. This is a very exciting time for not only myself, but all of us. I was originally going to start this speech with a classic, "When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade." But let's be honest, we know that already. We've been tested, quizzed, and pushed to our limits at Towson University. All for what? A piece of paper? No, for family. Not necessarily your mother or father, whom I'm extremely blessed and thankful to have support me through this process, but the family that's sitting next to you right now. We are family now. We will always be Towson graduates. We are a family that must stick together and help one another. We have been given a tremendous responsibility, and that responsibility will always be with us. And that is to positively represent the great university we are graduating from. The teachers, staff, and deans of this college have spent tireless hours, just like we have, to help assist, push, and drive us towards success. Without Towson University, we would not be receiving that piece of paper. That piece of paper forever stating, we are family. We must always be conscientious of our actions. I'm now a teacher. I must always be aware of what I'm doing within the community and present myself positively. I challenge you to do the same, not for your sake, but for Towson's reputation. With social media, the news, and internet, things travel faster than ever. There seems to always be someone on the news that did something or said something 10 years ago and is now affecting them right now. Always remember your actions will speak louder than your words. Your patients, peers, and students are always watching you. I've mentioned being responsible for ourselves and each other, but ultimately, we're part of the College of Health Professions to help others. We must take care of others. That is why we joined the profession, correct? Many of the graduating class is made up of nurses. Every day you affect a multitude of patients. And how about exercise science and occupational therapists? You give people life without pain and rehabilitate those that need it the most. And of course, many others. Myself, you see, I'm a phys ed teacher. My goal is to affect students from the beginning so that they live healthier lives, to hopefully make your lives easier and promote interest within the health profession so that one day they may be our future in health professions. Now, I must add in my personal reasons to why I will always represent Towson University, and it directly relates to my great professors. 3 in particular, Dr. Martha James, Dr. Heather Crow, and Dr. Tab Urich. You have made a lasting effect on me. Especially Dr. Martha James. She has personally challenged me with the figure of speech to outreach her grasp. She has taken me under her wing and challenged me to become the best I can be. Think of that teacher from Towson, that one teacher that has affected you positively. Their goal was to ensure that you made it to this point. Now go above and beyond and make them proud in everything you do. Make all of those at Towson proud. So I challenge you to represent yourself as you find yourself a new career and start a new chapter of your life. I challenge you to always represent your Towson family, whether it's past, current, or future graduates. And lastly, represent your brother and sister that sits next to you right now, because they went through the same things that you did. They have survived many of the same classes you have. It is your job to always represent this great school and make a difference within the world. That is why we joined this profession, correct? Because we are the ones that can have a positive effect on the health of the world that we live in. Let's celebrate this amazing time in our lives. And congratulations to all of us for achieving this amazing phase in our lives. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Scarfili. Good morning. I am Tosin Ogunkoya, President of the Graduate Student Association. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce our graduate student speaker, Mr. Richard Rome, who is graduating today from the College of Business and Economics with a Master of Science in Supply Chain Management. Please welcome Mr. Richard Rome.
Thank you, Tosin Ogunkoya, President of the GSA, for that introduction. Good morning, Acting President Chandler, Acting Provost Wrights, distinguished guests, honored faculty, family, and fellow graduates. I congratulate you all for the hard work, the long hours, both studying and sitting in traffic, and the perseverance with both that brought you here today. When I was in high school in Virginia Beach, many years ago now, at the encouragement of counselors and teachers, I enrolled in AP Calculus my senior year. I knew going into it that it was going to be a challenge. I have always been naturally drawn to the humanities and social sciences. Math has never been my strong suit. And my prediction was accurate. Calculus was an epic struggle. I passed, but not with flying colors. I scored very well in the AP exam, much to my own surprise, well enough that my score formally absolved me of ever having to take math again, or I thought it had until I enrolled at Towson. To be fair, our teacher did an excellent job preparing us for the exam, to include having us practice dozens of free response questions. Even after more than a decade, I can recall one of the questions she assigned to us for homework. It was a related rate problem, and it went something like this. A square coffee pot of X by Y dimensions is being filled at the rate of so many cubic centimeters per minute. When the pot is half full, how fast will the coffee level be rising? I read the question again, picked up my pencil, and in the margins wrote, "Who on earth owns a square coffee pot?" I had never heard of such a thing, and the question seemed ridiculous because of it. Nevertheless, I did my best to answer. Well, turns out there are square coffee pots. I did some research preparing for this, and you can find them just about anywhere. Amazon had a dozen varieties, as did eBay. Bed Bath & Beyond, Macy's, Overstock.com, all of them sell square coffee pots. There was one particular model that caught my attention. It was a holiday-themed porcelain square coffee pot made by Lennox. It was available from Lennox and at least 10 other vendors, all offering the same item at prices ranging from $115 to well over $250 for the exact same coffee pot. And that example underscores why the supply chain management program is significant to me. Competition. I wasn't expecting that. Competition is no longer simply a matter of business versus business, but increasingly one of supply chain versus supply chain. In the past, a square coffee pot probably would have been a niche item available from a few limited sources. Now, the same item is available from dozens of distributors, and the choice simply becomes who can get it to you when you want, at the price you want. 2 years ago, the E-Business and Technology Management Department, specifically Dr. Porterfield, held an interest meeting for me and other civil servants working at Aberdeen Proving Ground. The supply chain courses offered seemed a good fit for my chosen career as an Army logistician. The classroom-based program with dedicated faculty also appealed to me, and since my alma mater was also in the CAA conference, I respected Towson. I enrolled and took my first math course in over a decade. Now, although the Army differs greatly from a commercial business, supply chain principles still hold true. I recall this mantra repeated often while I was training at the Army Logistics School: right item, right time, right place, right price. The SCM principles I have learned at Towson have impacted the way I approach my job and improved how I work. I've applied the principles of project management and operations management to the programs I oversee, and now they run more smoothly and efficiently. I've applied the skills learned in customer relationship management and procurement and sourcing to maintain better and more effective relationships both with my upstream suppliers and downstream customers. I've used the skills learned in Six Sigma and business process management to improve my organization's internal processes, including reducing one process's average cycle time from 4 days to 6 hours. And almost every day I use the principles learned in logistics and distribution to ensure the right items get to the right place at the right time, at the right cost to the taxpayer, often having to cross oceans and foreign lands. Now, I've remembered the square coffee pot story all these years because I see it as a metaphor, not simply a strange assignment. To me, it symbolizes the experiences in life that really challenge us to learn something new. It represents the situations where we are frequently tempted to quit or rationalize them away. But by persevering, they are the experiences that are the most rewarding and change us for the better. My calculus class was a square coffee pot. My undergraduate education was a square coffee pot. And my time at Towson has been a square coffee pot. I trust it has been one for you too. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday and that you persevere in all the challenges that the coming year has for you. Thank you.
One of those two absolutely terrific addresses. Thank you both very much. I've got to get myself one of those square coffee cups. Commencement is one of the happiest days of the year on campus. We celebrate first and foremost the graduates of whom we are all so very proud. But there are many here today who share in the accomplishments of our graduates. There is in particular one very special group whose contributions deserve full recognition. We have one of the finest graduating classes in Maryland because we have one of the finest faculty assembled anywhere, some of whom you've already heard referenced by our speakers today. Accordingly, will the faculty of the university please rise so that we may recognize you and thank you. I'd also just like to take a moment to acknowledge retiring faculty, our emeriti, who are concluding their long and distinguished careers this semester. As their names appear on the screen, please join me in thanking them also for their outstanding service to the institution. Joining me on stage today are leaders of the university, those responsible for facilitating our academic and student programs and who, through their dedication and expertise, enable the success of all of our students. Graduates, you may not see these good people each and every day as you do faculty and staff, but I assure you they are equally dedicated to your success. I ask that these individuals please rise and remain standing as I introduce you, and then perhaps you would give them a warm round of applause at the end. So, the vice presidents of the university, the deans of the colleges, of the university libraries, of graduate studies, and all of their associate deans, members of the Board of Visitors, the Alumni Association, the University Senate, the American Association of University Professors, and the Towson University Staff Council, and finally, members of the Student Government Association and the Graduate Student Association. Please join me in a round of applause to show our appreciation. I would be remiss if I didn't thank the faculty marshals who are serving as faculty, those faculty members serving as faculty marshals, student marshals, and readers for this ceremony. And although they've disappeared, they'll be back. The Towson University brass who live up in that corner, and when they come back, we'll give them a round of applause too. In addition to the faculty, there are over 100 people who have worked hard to put this ceremony together, and the list is so voluminous we could be here for 2 or 3 hours for me to read all of those names, so I won't subject you to that. But let me just say that the commencement committee, the university store, auxiliary services, facilities personnel, police, you imagine, and a huge number of gracious volunteers. Please may we thank them also for their terrific efforts. All right, now, graduates, you've had a lot of support on this journey. So first, will the mothers and fathers of our graduates please rise and remain standing? Mothers and fathers, please rise and remain standing. Would the brothers and sisters, spouses, significant others, sons and daughters of the graduates also rise and remain standing? We're just getting started here, people. Keep going. Would the grandparents, great-grandparents, and grandchildren of the graduates please rise and also remain standing? Unless your name hasn't been called and you're feeling left out, would the aunts, uncles, friends, and all others who have helped make this great day possible please share in this special moment by standing also? All right, graduates, please rise, face your families, and give them the ovation they so richly deserve. Thank you all for being so very, very supportive of our graduates. You may be seated. Here endeth the 7th inning stretch. And it is quite a long time till the 9th inning stretch, so get comfortable. Briefly and seriously, before the most significant part of the ceremony begins, I do have a short but very important announcement concerning the order of the procession, so that each and every one of you in the audience may find your particular graduate in the procession. Graduates will come forward alphabetically within their college. If you could please limit, and I don't say stop, but limit your applause and shouts, hoops and hollers, bells and whistles for your graduates, out of respect for the graduate immediately following yours, so that all names can be heard. It really would be deeply appreciated by all of us. Thank you so much. Acting Provost Dr. Maggie Wrights will now join me for the conferring of degrees. Assisting us in awarding the graduate degrees will be Dr. Lisa Plowfield, Dean of the College of Health Professions, and Dr. Janet Delaney, Dean of Graduate Studies.
Will the candidate for the degree of Applied Doctor in Audiology please stand? I ask Dr. Stephanie Nagel to please escort the candidate to the stage. Mr. President, on recommendation of the faculty, I have the honor to present this candidate who meets all requirements for the degree of Applied Doctor in Audiology.
I am pleased to receive this candidate for the doctoral degree. A doctoral degree demonstrates a special effort to develop your academic talents and strengthen your skills in research and clinical practice. It is now your responsibility to apply these capabilities in the service of humanity. The escorting of the candidate by the dean of the college and the advisor or department chair symbolizes the support provided throughout the educational process. Once hooded, the candidate is referred to as doctor and walks across the stage alone, symbolizing the achievement both of academic excellence and of academic independence. And so, by the authority vested in me by the University System of Maryland's Board of Regents and the State of Maryland, I confer upon you the degree of Applied Doctor in Audiology with all the honors, rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Many, many congratulations. I now ask Dr. Diana Emanuel, Chair of the Department of Audiology, Speech Language Pathology, and Deaf Studies, to present the candidate for the degree of Applied Doctor in Audiology. Please note there's a lot more information about the candidate printed in the program. After the citation is read, I'm going to ask Dr. Lisa Plowfield, Dean of the College of Health Professions, and the candidate's advisor to hood the candidate, assisted by the Dean of Graduate Studies.
Mr. President, our candidate for the degree of Applied Doctor in Audiology is Ms. Crystal Michelle Lilly. Ms. Lilly's doctoral dissertation is entitled Test-Retest Reliability of 3 Tests of Temporal Processing in Normal Hearing Young Adults, prepared under the supervision of Dr. Stephanie Nagel.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present Dr. Crystal Michelle Lilly.
Will the candidate for the degree of Doctor of Occupational Science please stand? I ask Dr. Regina Stevens-Radford to please escort the candidate to the stage. Mr. President, on recommendation of the faculty, I have the honor to present this candidate who meets all requirements for the degree of Doctor of Occupational Science.
I am pleased to receive this candidate for the doctoral degree. And by the authority vested in me by the University System of Maryland's Board of Regents and the State of Maryland, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Occupational Science with all the honors, rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations. I now ask Dr. Beth Merriman, Chair of the Department of Occupational Therapy and Occupational Science, to present the candidate for the degree Doctor of Occupational Science. Again, please note there's more printed about this person in the program. And after the citation, Dr. Plowfield and Dr. Delaney will hood the candidate.
Mr. President, our candidate for the degree of Doctor of Occupational Science is Ms. Julie Ann Nastasi. Ms. Nastasi's doctoral dissertation is entitled The Occupational Lives of Individuals with Visual Impairment, prepared under the supervision of Dr. Stevens-Radford.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present Dr. Julie Ann Nastasi. while they're having that mandatory photo taken, let us congratulate our doctoral degree candidates, please.
Will the candidates for master's degrees and post-baccalaureate certificates from the College of Health Professions please stand? Mr. President, on recommendation of the faculty, I have the honor to present those students who meet all requirements for the degree of Master of Science or post-baccalaureate certificates.
I am pleased to receive these candidates for graduate degrees and certificates, and by the authority vested in me by the University System of Maryland's Board of Regents and the State of Maryland, I confer upon you the recommended degree with all the honors, rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations, graduates.
Graduates, as you approach the stage, please follow the directions of the marshals. Once on stage, you will shake hands with your college dean or the dean of graduate studies to receive your alumni gift and congratulations. You will then exit the center stairs and be directed back to your seat by the marshal.
It is my pleasure to introduce the students receiving a graduate degree or post-baccalaureate certificate from the College of Health Professions. Congratulating the graduates along with me will be Dr. Lisa Plowfield, Dean of the College of Health Professions, and Dr. Janet Delaney, Dean of Graduate Studies. Introducing the graduates with me is Dr. Michael Higgins, Associate Professor and Chair from the Department of Kinesiology. Reka Devor Bullock.
Farah Mujib Alvi.
Hanan Abulquadar Rualba Alusami.
Shannon Ray Angela Paulus.
Megan Elizabeth Bach.
Elise Nicole Booker.
Jamal Tavon Bracken.
Jacqueline Kelly Brunn.
Zina Anastasia Businsaskis Bichel.
Caitlin Sarah Burr.
Ava Deborah Burston.
Zena Juliana Chinamera.
Jessica Ann Correnti.
Adam Scott Edgley.
Allison Lee Driver.
Regina Ijugu.
Angela Christina Eichenberg.
Lawrence Eliason.
Deborah Goldman.
Julianne Marin Griffith.
Crystal Joy Hamans.
Elise Rochelle Dent.
Emily Grace Harvey.
Hind Asubi.
Mary Grace Hicks.
Genevieve Caroline Hargraves.
Shira Framet Khan.
Amy Tamar Hershkowitz.
Elspeth Kathleen Markey.
Sarah Elizabeth Jessalonis.
Monica Renee Osborne.
Erica Lynn Titolka.
Brooke Elizabeth Santere.
Jennifer Rebecca Mayer.
Douglas Carl Schwanke.
Corinne Ann Mayers.
Catherine Alexandra Williams.
Miriam Normand.
Julie Beth Wolfinger.
Marie Kemaher Rock.
May Yan.
Anna Teresa Swift.
Elizabeth Margaret Zarate.
Caitlin Nicole Watts. Tyler Noel Wilson. Lindsay Eva Wood.
Mr. President, this concludes those individuals receiving graduate degrees or post-baccalaureate certificates from the College of Health Professions.
Will the candidates for master's degrees and post-baccalaureate certificates from the College of Business and Economics please stand? Mr. President, on recommendation of the faculty, I have the honor to present those students who meet all requirements for the degree of Master of Science, Master of Business Administration, or post-baccalaureate certificate.
I am pleased to receive these candidates for graduate degrees and certificates, and by the authority vested in me by the University System of Maryland's Board of Regents and the State of Maryland, I confer upon you the recommended degree with all the honors, rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations, graduates.
Graduates, as you approach the stage, please follow the directions of the marshals. Once on stage, you'll shake hands with your college dean or the dean of graduate studies to receive your alumni gift and congratulations. You will then exit the center stairs and be directed back to your seat by the marshal. Congratulations.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Felice Tabak, professor from the Department of Management. It is my pleasure to introduce the students receiving a graduate degree or certificate from the College of Business and Economics. Congratulating the graduates along with me will be Dr. Shorey Kanyama, Dean of the College of Business and Economics, and Dr. Janet Delaney, Dean of Graduate Studies. Introducing the graduates with me is Dr. Rodney Stump, professor from the Department of Marketing. Christopher Ferraro.
Mark Dowd.
Stephen Keith Arthur.
Adam Nathan Eisenstadt.
Jacobo Brandel.
Gathami Gopan.
Salim Davis.
Eniola Talani Idawu Difa.
Danielle Lanet Hall.
Matthew Stearns Cadle.
Megan Wankel.
Logan Michael Levin.
Catherine Keenan.
Thomas R. Mattern.
Christina Marie Lawson.
Farnaz Razavi.
Prudence Ajua Nugesan.
Sharon Thomas.
Albert Rutowski.
Jia Zhu.
Lu Zhang.
Min Zhang.
Richard Martin Rome. Mr. President, this concludes those individuals receiving graduate degrees and post-baccalaureate certificates from the College of Business and Economics.
Before Provost Wrights introduces the undergraduate candidates for degrees, I would like just to take a few moments to recognize our graduating veterans wearing green honor cords and members of our armed forces, the men and women on active duty, those in reserve units, and all the veterans in the audience today who have served in the defense of this country. I would also like, stick with me, we get there. I would also like to recognize the graduates of the Army Reserve Officers Training Corps, who will soon begin their service in the active Army, the Army Reserves, or the Maryland Army National Guard. Please, would all active military personnel and veterans stand so that we can let you know how much we appreciate the service that you have given to this country. Thank you for waiting for that wonderful applause. Please be seated. Provost Wrights will now introduce the undergraduate candidates for degrees. Provost Wrights.
The Honors College at Towson University provides an enhanced undergraduate experience for over 700 talented and high-achieving students. Honors students are encouraged to seek academic excellence and leadership opportunities that go beyond their traditional college experiences. Students graduating from the Honors College must complete 24 units or credits of required honors coursework, including interdisciplinary seminars and projects. Today, we ask students graduating from the Honors College to rise and be recognized. Thank you. You may be seated. Additionally, Latin honors will be awarded to the top 10% of each college and will be based on students' last 60 credits at Towson University. This includes grades earned during the fall 2014 term. These honors will appear on the transcript and diploma of these individuals. Now, will the candidates for the baccalaureate degree from the College of Health Professions please stand? Mr. President, on recommendation of the faculty, I have the honor to present those students who meet all requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Technical and Professional Studies, Bachelor of Arts, and Bachelor of Science.
I am pleased to receive these candidates, and by the authority vested in me by the University System of Maryland's Board of Regents and the State of Maryland, I confer upon you the recommended degree with all the honors, rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations, graduates.
Graduates, if you've been paying attention, you know what comes next, but just in case you are so excited you haven't been following the process, graduates, please follow the directions of the marshals. Once on stage, you will shake hands with the college dean or associate dean to receive your alumni gift and congratulations. You will exit the center stairs and be directed back to your seat by the marshal. Congratulations.
It is now my pleasure to introduce those individuals receiving baccalaureate degrees from the College of Health Professions. Congratulating the graduates along with me will be Dr. Lisa Plowfield, Dean of the College of Health Professions, and Dr. Marcy Weinstein, Associate Dean of the College. Victoria Ashley Andre.
Balajidi Sanafume Alufa.
Hannah Libby Babineau.
Mariam Afra.
Morgan Rochelle Schminke.
Jalen Nornay L.E.
Nellie Achimbang Wado.
Emma Juliana Anderson.
Brenda Marie Adelsberger.
Nkechi Asaluka.
Corinne Marie Bailey.
Christopher Ayuk Ashu.
Ryan Anthony Scarfili.
Grace Adele Baker.
Abebi Leila Ahmed.
Rachel Alexandra Barr.
Aluwara Malikan Mufirat Ajibik.
Sharon Ann Barsky.
Apeoluwa Mariam Ajapiki.
Lizel Burnaby.
Temitopi Celestina Akin Timinhan.
Megan Elizabeth Belo.
Faye Zarina Andia.
Kayla Alexandria Blaze.
Kathleen Marie Ananuevo.
Stephen Edward Boreski.
Rediate Asepa.
Michael Roy Bowersox.
Abdul Gadiri Thierno Ba.
John Daniel Brown.
Eric Barbieri.
Amanda Marie Bryn.
Carla Margaret Baresi.
Jessica Michelle Brown.
Latae Deanna Benson.
Christina Ann Brownlow.
Jamie Richard Berry.
Caroline Elizabeth Buckler.
Bunyara May Alisa.
Carlita Marie Buckman.
Mark Oliver Borgia.
Bridget Ellie Carrig.
Thomas Marshall Bradley.
Lindsay Ann Carter.
Joshua Derek Brown.
Sophia Intrias Chowdhury.
Chelsea Nicole Brown.
Sarah Teresa Combs.
Lauren Ashley Brown.
Jessica Nicole Conzo.
Emily Margaret Brunden.
Kiara Camille Cooper.
Fallon Leanne Bai.
Samuel Stevens Cassard.
Daniel Dargan Carter.
Christina Lynn D'Angelo.
Douglas Bradley Chazen.
Mary Roselle Kwong Dimen.
Julia Mijin Yong.
Nicole Elizabeth Eberspeaker.
Mary Catherine Clements.
Kyle Robert Fenster.
Katrina Marie Connor.
Catherine Spencer Field.
Rhiannon Elise Kugel.
Shanique Amari Fisher.
Mary Kristen Zarski.
Sarah Viviana Fitzgerald.
Brianna Lene Drew.
Jennifer Elizabeth Franklin.
Dennis Thomas Ele.
Susan Diana Cho.
Mima Lydia Von Bullen.
Lauren Nicole Fusco.
McCall Ashley Finnerty.
Brittany Renee Gaskins.
Andrew Dale Fitzhugh Jr.
Brittany Nicole Gentilini.
Mariama Fofana.
Thibault Gabriesis Jr.
Teresa Fuchs Luger.
Jordan Burns Glassman.
Caitlin Marie Gannon.
Taylor Rochelle Gray.
Mark Joseph Garalde.
Kenneth Mark Geyer.
Dana Suhal Gazawi.
Brian William Harding.
Brooke Nicole Gill.
Mawanda Hamid Hassan.
Sarah May Gonzalez.
Clancy Maureen Heim.
Kyle Allen Grove.
Anna Natalia Hill.
Kelsey Aaron Hammond.
Erin Nicole Johnson.
Paula Teresa Harris.
Ariana Eliza Jones.
Jacqueline Victoria Heil-Weil.
Shanice Monique Jones.
Stephanie Michelle Henry.
Sharon Nicole Kellendek.
Clinton Jerome Hawley.
Alyssa Corey Kaltolka.
Shanika Nicole Johnson.
Jessica Paige Kelly.
Jacqueline Suzanne Jones.
Faluna Janet Curtizan.
Victoria Leanne Jones.
Ryan Fentelio Dallaire.
Jacqueline Jean Carr.
Matthew Arliss Kosowitz.
Imandeep Carr.
Marion Elizabeth Kresseline.
Brianna Dawn Kells.
Ilana Sophia Kuznecki.
Kay Young Iris Kim.
Bridget Ann Lanza.
Paige Kendall Knowles.
Jason Ray LaRose.
Jessica Ann Kraft.
Brendan Scott Lawson.
Caitlin Aaron Kretschmer.
Jamie Jin Liu.
Alexander Patrick Lederer.
Andrew Lenombach.
Daniel Joseph Lacey.
Mary Joanna Love.
Isaiah Jamal Lawrence.
Elizabeth Francis Ludicky.
Shannon Nicole Lebrun.
Elena Carol Malone.
Morgan Brett Lindstrand.
Kimberly Pointer Marley.
Frank Joseph Lonegro.
Leslie Ann Nicole Martin Walker.
Stephanie Ann Laverde.
Caroline Deborah Marvell.
Patrick William Mayer.
Ursula Konstantinos Marvophilos. Sorry.
Malcolm Antonio Manswell.
Aubrey Anna McElroy.
Allison Nicole Marsh.
Tracy Elizabeth McFadden.
Kyle Gregory Mashburn.
Ryan Anthony Mercurio.
Gwendolyn Mapubi Mbame.
Sarah Ann Misotich.
Meredith Janet McGee.
India Lorbenay Minor.
Taniera Marie Mobley.
Erin Lydia Morgan.
Maggie Judith McMurtry.
Celia Nina Hawawazi.
Daniel James Michelle.
Maria Nikwanzi.
Catherine Mamle Minamati Rigopoulos.
Megan Elizabeth O'Mealy.
Kiane P. Moorhead.
Raven Chelsea Owens.
Ashley Shade Neverdon.
Susan Rosalind Parsos Vargas.
Leslie Nwakam Ngong Nasa.
Christine Marie Pelkowski.
David Obeng Darko.
Emily Leslie Petty.
Brandon Michael Osborne.
Chelsea K. Phelan.
Roshni Babuhai Patel.
Alexa Marie Plumley.
Rebecca Vieira Padron.
Caitlin Elizabeth Potts.
Sarah Teresa Peters.
Teresa Odakar Kwako Pong.
Brennan Philip Perutka.
Kara Elizabeth Rand.
Jessica Rose Petrowski.
Julian Marley Reed.
Nicole Elizabeth Pontius.
Dominic Francis Vitaliata.
Catherine Amanda Precht.
Kristen Alexandra Rhodes.
Rosellen Marie Raxon.
Kelsey Lee Robinson.
Jacqueline Ann Reed Tilms.
Christopher Scott Rude.
Elizabeth Ann Reno.
Paul William Rickerman.
Julianne Marie Papanicholas.
Kelsey Louise Stefel Culbertson.
Kara Nicole Robinson.
Elizabeth Mary Schmidt.
Patrick Joseph Rakowiak.
Shayna Louise Seidnick.
Elizabeth Wilson Rossi.
Kaylee Lynn Shepard.
Emmeline Marie Wichwalski.
Moran Michael Simon.
Marissa Ann Schickling.
Ann Elizabeth Smythe.
Brett Anthony Seeley.
Marco William Stowe.
Kristen L. Seymour.
Ellison Ray Tenner.
Amber LaRue Sherwood.
Jasmine Danielle Thomas.
Josephine Nyande Smith.
Adam Owen Thomas.
Tyler David Sperry.
Lauren Michelle Tipton.
Abigail Sivia Summers.
Tiffany Rose Triplett.
Amanda Christine Thomas.
Nicole Jenny Turner.
Megan Ann Thrasher.
Juliana Marie Vaith.
Esther Malka Tapas.
Bobby Lee Salter.
Alexander Tucker III.
Victoria Ashley Sindone.
Jennifer Lynn Van Meter.
Emily Tatro.
Desiree Christina Vaughn.
Samuel Kofi Tete.
Claire Allison Smilko.
Marissa Ann Wiener.
Natalie Rose Stempel.
Laura Chelsea Winner.
Nisha Tripathi.
Tatiana Gabrielle Williams.
V. Huang Vu.
Antoinette Latouise Whitehead.
Benjamin Martin Welch.
Sharday Rashida Wilson.
Sheehan Farrell Wheeler.
Victoria Ann Woodruff.
Jasmine Alyssa Whitcomb.
Mina Yu.
Aminatu Evelyn Williams. Jessica Lachelle Wilson. Celeste Janine DeMalo. Hannah Brooke Kuhn. Mr. President, this concludes the graduates from the College of Health Professions.
Now, will the candidates for the baccalaureate degree from the College of Business and Economics please stand? Mr. President, on recommendation of the faculty, I have the honor of presenting to you those students who meet all requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science.
I am pleased to receive these candidates, and by the authority vested in me by the University System of Maryland's Board of Regents and the State of Maryland, I confer upon you the degree recommended with all the honors, rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations, graduates.
Graduates, I think you know the drill by now, but just to make sure, I'm going to repeat these directions one more time. Graduates, please follow the directions of the marshals. Once on stage, you will shake hands with the college dean or associate dean to receive your alumni gift and congratulations. You will exit the center stairs and be directed back to your seats by the marshals. Congratulations.
It is now my pleasure to introduce those individuals receiving baccalaureate degrees from the College of Business and Economics. Congratulating the graduates along with me will be Dr. Shorey Kainama, Dean of the College of Business and Economics, and Dr. Louise Lawrence, Associate Dean of the College. Sandrine Ipa Imambu.
Olowashihi Michael Adsani.
Mohammed Amar Ahmed.
Brendan Shea Arnsbrack.
Oge Neraro Susan Abugo.
Kia Renee Allen.
Tara Nicole Albert.
Latoya Anderson.
Mohammed Abdullah Alaysa.
Ayuk Manda Ayukare.
Stephen Edward Allender.
Justin Martin Argelin.
John Almonte.
Katie Marie Barnum.
Bana Araya Amare.
Kyle Robert Bartholomew.
Scott Joseph Baker.
Colton Tyler Bell.
Louis Walid Banura.
Troy Thomas Bennett.
Rebecca Ann Barth.
Ryan Thomas Bond.
Stephen Thomas Biedenkopf.
Jacob Andrew Bowe.
Gregory George Beerley.
Cyril Bright III.
Kevin Carlson Blackburn.
Victoria Lane Brohan.
Nicholas J. Bonamolo.
Zion Alindo Bryant Feisel.
Spencer William Brennan.
Megan Rose Campbell.
Cameron Bijan Brown.
Benjamin Joseph Carroll.
Stephen Daniel Buckley.
Tyler Reed Carson.
Vincent Antonio Carcetti.
Zubin Chabra.
Julian Blake Carroll.
Guy Andrew Chapman.
Joel Andres Balos.
Yanyun Chen.
Matthew Reynolds Chafin.
Michael Andrew Cifelli.
Kyla Lynn Childress.
Benjamin Nicholas Conte.
Zachary Lynn Klopper.
Travis Allen Kraus.
Shelley Lynn Sofel.
Marcus Christopher Datcher.
Molly Catherine Craver,
Patrick Stewart DeLisa,
Carrie Elizabeth Dazavido,
Timothy Samuel D'Annunzio,
Cody McKee Davido,
Lauren Nicole Dreschler,
Michael Alfonso Eccles,
Stephen Jordan Eichler,
Jason Randall Doring,
Vanessa Yamilet Espinoza,
Joseph John Embleton,
Connor Aiden Farrell,
Patrick James Fabrizio,
Crystal Colette Figueroa,
Rebecca Lee Fertira,
Jared Scott Fleischman,
Katie Ann Floor,
Robert Bissell Irvin,
Brooke Elizabeth Ann Gary,
Dustin Samuel Grove,
Mark Allen Connolly,
Brian Joseph Johnson,
Diana Lissett Gomez,
Alexandra Elizabeth Gomolka,
Patrick David Gosey,
Michael Robert Grace,
Dalton Thomas Griffith,
Scott Craig Grzowski,
Daniel Grundy,
Alexandra Guimarães,
Larissa Marie Gutowski,
Shannon Nicole Haggerty,
Benjamin Blair Hammer,
Megan Elizabeth Heineken,
Samuel Leonard Hero,
Brian Patrick Higgins,
Emmeline Tron Hong,
Demetrius Michael Hunter,
Andrew Russell Hurd,
Blake Logan Hyatt,
Ryan James Irby,
Brian Andrew Jacobs,
Colin Daniel Irvine,
Glenn William Horning,
Gabrielle Elise Jones,
Kira Simone Joyner,
Diana Marie Katsareles,
Ashley Nicole Keith,
Ryan Patrick Kelly,
Drew Michael Kelman,
Maxwell Scott Kellner,
Charles Patrick Kerrigan,
Mahendra Singh Kera,
Allison Hope Kingrey,
Leah Estelle Kuznarski,
Jessica Michelle Krueski,
Michael Tucker LaRocca,
Jennifer Joanne Kyle,
Irene May Lamb,
Megan Ann Lafferty,
Pauline Bo Lamb,
John Van Lam,
Brandon Chase Lazar,
Jasmine Monet Lawrence,
Tan Van Lay,
Devin Crandall Lay,
Louis Javier Leonzo,
Elizabeth Marie Lelydahl,
Melvin Lanes,
Eric Matthew Levitas,
Tian Liu,
Daniel Patrick Litvin,
Maribel Loza,
Zachary Chase Long,
Diana Bang Lee,
Jessica Josephine Lucas, okay.
Ryan Joseph Maloney,
Colin Salvatore Lynch,
Kevin Michael Major,
Andrea Michelle Marks,
Thomas Alexander Masiello,
okay. Alexander Miltiadis Mathudis,
Caitlin Marie Mazurkovich,
Emily Catherine McCormick,
Christopher Grayling McCrae,
Timothy Darius McDowell,
Terrence McGowan,
Jesse Kane McKenzie,
Michael Joseph McVeary,
Stephanie Danielle Menaker,
Tom Edward Myers,
Eric Michael Milbrook,
Nicholas George Mills,
Nahid Malhudian,
Ryan Thomas Mobley,
okay. Glodian Yatende Mamiko,
Tyler Brandon Moore,
Essam Omer Mohammed,
Hai In Na,
Jin Zhao,
Amy Chan Namstikon,
William Wee,
Casey Erin O'Neill,
Alyssa Nicole Natoli,
Jai Pradeep Patel,
Chad Andrew Nasworth,
Brittany Anne Marie Pendley,
David Scott Nowakowski Jr.,
Elisa Nicole Perna,
Patricia Ojeda,
Trom Hoang Bao Phan,
okay. Kwaku Adakora Opoku,
Joseph Christian Princiota,
Michael William Pellegrini,
Jennifer Tovar Rivalorio,
Carly Angelina Penn,
Brittany Rose Robinson,
Christopher Thomas Pessar,
Kelly Parker Rogan,
Daniel Alejandro Piedmartel,
Daniel Paul Rosamondo,
Roha Qureshi,
Nikki Jasmine Royster,
Morgan Robert Riley,
William Ramsey Saliba,
Saveria Rose Richard,
Curtis Daniel Sample III,
Christopher Robert Roof,
Matthew Craig Schisler,
Donald Joseph Russell Jr.,
Caitlin Marie Sansiba,
Gabriela Lucia Saltiel,
Matthew Allen Sinibaldi,
Michelle Amanda Shinley,
Brianna Noel Smith,
Taylor Aaron Siebold,
Jordan Emmanuel Stackhouse,
Christopher Allen Shrewsbury,
Amanda Helen Stelmasic,
Benjamin Frederick Smith,
Amber Elizabeth Stortecki,
Alexandra Marie Sokolowski,
Elena Madeline Sizikeli,
Alexandra Marguerite Stamathis,
Cody James Thomas,
Jonathan David Struble,
Cody Alexander Soler,
Tierra Monet Swain, Travis Arthur Tate,
Mark Edward Timchula,
Ronlet Joy Thomas,
Jagan Imani Tucker,
Michael Matthew Tomasian,
Christopher Francis Vesely,
Quan Tran,
Maria Jose Viteri Espinoza,
Melinda Sophia Vance,
Dylan Conrad White,
Megan Lee Trong,
Emily Elizabeth Wise,
Tabori Andrew Sophia,
Yuan Fon Yang,
Kalina Esther Weathers,
Chiji Su.
Lisa Ann Woodman.
Yifan Zhang.
John Carl Worth. Stephanie Patrice Young.
Mr. President, this concludes the graduates from the College of Business and Economics and all graduates for this ceremony.
So, as we come to the close of this great ceremony, graduates, I suspect that if you haven't already done so, you'll soon be thinking about life after Towson. The Danish philosopher Søren Kierkegaard and the California entrepreneur Steve Jobs, in rather different but in their own inimitable ways, have both suggested that we live life forward, but we really only make sense of our lives. We really only understand the patterns and shape of our lives when we look backwards. Hindsight is, after all, 20/20 vision. That being the case, we need to act as the archaeologists and historians of our own lives, and then use that information to be the explorers and the cartographers of our futures. So let me ask, and let me suggest at least, that sometime over the coming few days and weeks of this, what I hope will be a very happy holiday season for you, that you look back on your education here, reflect on how far you have come and who you've become in your time here at Towson, and then map a path forward focused on how you can bring positive change to this world. And the thought I want you to focus on is, what will I do to let it be known that I have passed this way? What will I do to let it be known that I have passed this way? Perhaps if you've been fortunate enough to have been the recipient of a scholarship at Towson, you might think about how sometime in the future you could pay it forward and provide for another student what you have been lucky enough to have had here. And if, in looking back, you find that Towson has provided you with something of real value, again, think about making that possible for others, be it leadership opportunities, mentoring, athletic or artistic opportunities, or just the chance to build very special friendships. Please know that it is with a great deal of pride and joy, and yes, just a trace of sadness, that we see you graduate and move on from Towson today. But please also know that we are always here for you, and we hope that in that same spirit, you will proudly carry the name of Towson forward, remembering that just as we claim you as a Towson graduate, that you claim Towson as your alma mater, particularly as you bring that positive change to our world that lets us all know that you have indeed passed this way. And now, for that moment for which you've all been very patiently waiting, would all the bachelor's degree candidates please rise? Would you please ensure that your tassel is on the right-hand side of your mortarboard? As a symbol of your new status as a Towson graduate, please grasp that tassel and move it from the right to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates of 2014. So now, with our sincere thanks to the Towson University brass, who are just about to get warmed up there, would you please stand and join Mr. Austin and Miss Bailey in the singing and signing of Maryland, My Maryland. You'll find the words on page 39 of your commencement program. I think you'll know the tune.
My thankful heart with rapture fills, Maryland, my Maryland, when I behold thy rolling hills. Maryland, my Maryland, I long your oaks and rippling rills, your waterways where beauty spills, and nature holds a thousand thrills. Maryland, my Maryland.
President Chandler, his party, the faculty, and graduates will begin the recessional. I would ask that members of the audience remain seated until all have left the arena. The guests may then join their graduates on the patio. Again, we offer our best wishes and congratulations to the class of 2014. Congratulations.